is Rico Montoya. I was born in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. My dad was not really in my life, but nevertheless, I grew up very loved. I have two sisters. I have a lot of family members, aunts, uncles, who all love me. And I don't know why I started rebelling. You know, I think it was because my mom had kind of, I guess, spoiled me. She got me out of a lot of trouble, and I, just being a young man, was able to maybe start manipulating that. And before I knew it, I was getting into a lot of trouble. I ended up going to prison when I was first 18 and did a lot of my 20s in prison. And so when I got out of prison, I went back to church. Ended up meeting a girl from my childhood that I ended up marrying. We were together 14 years. We had 3 children. And so after the 14 years, me and my wife started kind of just growing apart. It ended up in a divorce. Through the pain of divorce and the conflict with the kids, you know, I started using. And so before I knew it, I was separated from the church. DHS got involved. They knew I was doing it. They took my kids from me. I was living in my car for the next year, and I was very, very shameful. It's hard to even talk about it. And that was the first really time that I was serious about taking my own life. Never did I think I would have another chance. And one night, I cried out. And I said, God, I want my family back. God, I choose life. I choose life. Please, God, right now. I don't know how, but I know you will. And so I'm going to wait for you, God. And I ended up going into my car, getting high again, falling asleep. And when I woke up, and there was a car behind me, it was my sister. She found out where I was. She goes, something told me to come give my brother a hug. It was like seeing an angel, because I was just praying for my family back, and my sister showed up 3 hours later. Like nobody heard that prayer, not nobody except God. I went to the ER and ended up going through the process of the withdrawals. Once the drugs were out of my system, I had this new hope of getting help. I called my cousin. He came to this program. I didn't know it. Jeremy Lister. He got me an application for Overcomers. Went back to the church that I had been worshiping with. They bought me clothes and a plane ticket to come to Overcomers. On the second week of Overcomers, we were riding in the van, and someone says, oh, there's the Homes of Hope building. And as soon as the word Homes of Hope came out, clicked in my head like, wow, God, is that where you want me to go? If it is, God, I say yes right now. Filled out the application. After I was accepted, Homes of Hope came and picked me up. From that moment, hope was restored in my heart. I embraced what was coming at me. When I first got here, we started doing the electrical, running wires inside the house, connecting them to the switches, to the outlets, all the different circuits out of the breaker panel. And then we kind of moved into the framing, the building of the house. We've done some different flooring, some base. There's so many opportunities here. They don't just teach us construction skills, they teach us life skills that can last a lifetime. My children are back in my life now. I call them every week, call them whenever I want. All the stuff that was in the courts, we made an agreement. I have no more courts in my life. And it's like, this is all God ever wanted. It's in the training center. There is a plaque on the wall, and it has a bunch of different little saw blades. And it says, for all the donors who saw a need, to help people like me and all the graduates that have gone through so far. I know I wouldn't be able to be where I am right now without all the donors, and I would love to thank every single one of them if I could. But from that very moment that I said yes to this opportunity, I went from the closest I've ever been to death to having the most life in me.